Yeah, this is, I certainly would appreciate any and all help. I mean, this really is, this is a once in a generation opportunity that we have here in Iowa. As I said, first time since 1968, open governor's race, along with an open Senate race, two open congressional races. There is no better place in this country to invest than here in Iowa, where you can see actually not only changing a community or a county or even a state. But here in Iowa, if we're able to duplicate what we did in Trump's first midterm, where we flipped 3 of the 4 congressional seats, we have the ability to change the direction of Congress. And the amazing opportunity that we have here now in Iowa is that we have the opportunity to flip the U.S. Senate. I mean, to flip the Senate, you're going to need to win 4 seats. And we know what those seats are. It's North Carolina, Maine, Ohio, and seat number 4, 51. It really can be Iowa. There is something magical that is taking place in Iowa. I know a lot of people on the coast will say, well, you're a deeply red state. We are not. We are a common sense state that has masqueraded much more red. You look at the special elections that have happened here in the last 12 months. We had a special election, Senator Mike Zimmer. That was a Trump plus 25 rule district that we won. Caitlin Dray, that was a Trump plus 11 district that we won by 10 points. We can win this thing. There is no doubt about it. We just got our first independent poll 2 weeks ago, shows myself and Ashley Hinson tied. We can do it. We know we can. There's a reason why Trump came out to Iowa 3 weeks ago. There's a reason why the independent expenditures are already putting Ashley Hinson up on TV and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. They know that this race is winnable, and I am the candidate that has proven results of being able to win in very, very red conditions. The district that I represent is more red than the state is as a whole. And I know that there is something about, my story, background, resume, and politics, focusing on affordability, the kitchen table issues that really, really resonates with folks. And we can win this. I'm not taking any corporate PAC money. I don't view that as morally ambiguous. And so we're relying on individual donors. If you really want to make a meaningful difference in this country this year, invest here in Iowa. It is the only state where you can see flipping 3 of the 4 congressional races, flipping a governor's race, and flipping this U.S. Senate seat and making fundamental change in our country. And I will say this, that this is, Senator Harkin's seat 12 years later. And I am only here because of Senator Harkin. Senator Harkin's work on the American with Disabilities Act. I'm the first permanently disabled member of the Iowa legislature, born with a disability called spina bifida due to my father's exposure to Agent Orange. I had my first surgery at 1 day old, 21 surgeries before I was even 12. I was able to win my election by just dragging my wheelchair upstairs day after day after day to have conversations with independents and Republicans. And I do believe that it is going to be something beautifully poetic, that the man that is coming to get Senator Harkin's seat back 12 years later is only there because of the work that he did on the American with Disabilities Act. And that we can in Iowa, once again, have someone in the U.S. Senate from Iowa that is a champion of the people, that is fighting for Iowa and Iowans, and fighting for social and economic justice, and fighting for these social safety nets like Medicare and Medicaid and Social Security that have allowed myself and so many others to be successful, and not just having representatives from Iowa that are out there just looking out for billionaires and large corporations and special interest groups. That's the amazing once in a generation opportunity that we have here. I have learned from representing a very red district that so much of this is right candidate, right message, and that message is prairie populism and right work ethic. We can win, and with your help, we can flip Iowa and we can change this country.
That's the whole reason I'm out here, because I believe you're right. I believe that it is the Senate seat in Iowa that gets us to 51, gets us to the majority. And so I think this race is very, very important. Probably one of the more important races in the country, deserves more attention. And the one thing I would say, just to bring this out, is, look, I've worked in all 50 states. And if you told me that only one state could pick the next president of the United States, a big race, I would tell you, go to Iowa. The people, common sense, prairie populism, fair, and people, oh gosh, they get it wrong. Yeah, well, we all get it wrong sometimes, but they did when no one thought Barack Obama could win, it was Iowa that sent him on his way. And so, no, I think a lot of this state, I joke about how much time I've spent here as being too much, but I really think it's important. And Josh, thank you so much for taking the time today to help launch On the Ground in Iowa with Joe Trippi.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. It's honored to kick things off, genuinely. So, and I look forward to seeing you more and more often here in Iowa. I believe it. This is not hyperbole. Iowa is going to be the center of the political universe this year, and we can absolutely win it. And to be able to win it, we need candidates, that resonate with the independents and with the moderate Republicans. And I know that that's what I do. And, please support us. My website is Turek, the number 4. 4 was my basketball number from the Paralympics. And so Turek4Iowa.com. With your help and support, we absolutely can win this race and not only change the state of Iowa, but be able to change this country.
Great. Thanks so much, Josh.
Absolutely. Thank you.
I was born an underdog. 21 surgeries by the age of 12. Spina bifida, caused by my dad's exposure to Agent Orange in Vietnam. A kid wearing Goodwill hand-me-downs with the wrong color lunch ticket. I knew nothing would come easy, but I never doubted my right to the American dream. Sitting in my wheelchair, 9 years old, watching the Olympics, I dreamed of winning gold for my country too. In 2016, I did just that.
Guess who on the left side? Josh Turek.
Council Bluffs, Iowa native.
And then I did it again.
Back-to-back gold medals.
It wouldn't have been possible without the grit that made me shoot 1,000 shots every day. And I wouldn't have gotten that far without VA health coverage from my dad's service, free summer lunch programs when my parents were struggling, and the local AEA that made sure that I had access to a good education. When I was a kid, there was a senator from Iowa that made sure that the doors were open for kids like me. Now the senator from Iowa is just closing doors, taking away health care, making it harder for parents to feed their kids. All just to give tax breaks to billionaires. And her explanation?
Well, we all are going to die.
Well, I'm tired of Iowans being taken for granted. I wasn't supposed to be able to win a state house seat that Trump won twice. But I campaigned just like I played basketball, outworking everyone, pushing the hills, crawling the stairs. All just to have a conversation with everyday Iowans. Did not matter the party. We won that first race by just 6 votes. We won the next one by 5 points in the reddest seat in Iowa held by a Democrat. Iowans deserve a senator who works for them again. So I'm running for U.S. Senate. A whole lot of folks are going to look at a guy like me and say, man, that is a real long shot. Well, in Iowa, we love an underdog. So if you are ready to push for change, join me.